Hey everyone, it's Tom here, battlerapresume, back with yet another episode of the show. It has been a long time. This is actually the second upload of 2021, and I'm recording this on the 28th of July, which is insane, really, and shameful, I guess. I have been working on other things, that I'm excited to show you, and people may know that we're doing a little Royle family sort of side project as well, so check that out. But yeah, battlerapresume, it's not kind of at the forefront of my mind, I guess, anymore, but I still love doing the show. The last episode was with Enlish, by the way. That was the only other episode of 2020. I think that was like late Jan. That was a really good episode as well. But, like Don't Flop, like Next in Line, we are back. This is a homecoming of sorts, and I'm really excited to discuss, in my eyes, like the first true, proper Don't Flop card that's back. And we'll sort of unpack that and stuff like that. But, it's not just going to be myself. It's going to be someone that I love to have on the show, someone that I met because I think it was, there was the whole Premier Battles twerk Tay-Rock kind of incident, and I just heard this Scott call up to Black Compass. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I was like, I need to get him on the show. We've had loads of great breakdowns. Sid's. Cameron, how's it going, man?
Oh, wait, say, I'm not London Jen. Wait, someone you love having on? Oh, all right, okay. Hey,
Right.
You know what? You say it was the Apex shit. Truth be told, it was the Summer Madness 8 shit.
That's right. Yeah, of course. That's where we met. Sorry, yeah, I got a little jumbled there, but
it was show on there. Because mind, I just finished a bottle of Hennessy, and they were doing a preview of SMA. You were a guest on it. I called up.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think what did I turn around and tell you the next day? Like, again, continue to be pushed. That's what a problem I used to have when I smoked you on the show.
Yeah, no, you were trained on that, man.
Oh fuck, that was wild time, wild fucking time. Oh, I've cussed already. My apology.
Right, no. So we're here. It's Don't Flop. I say, did you agree what I say before? Because like just to develop that a little bit, it's like obviously Don't Flop has been back since the schism has happened, since the unfortunate ugliness with Bagel and Kruger and whatever. We don't need to get into that. But obviously it's different leagues, different beats. It's still at the front, but the engine's different, and certainly the presentation, the aesthetics are a little different. And we've had lots of these kind of pocketed events and, lots of online stuff and whatever on beat. But is this the first proper... And I'm not saying just because it's at Fiddlers. I'm saying, like, the card is really good kind of throughout, really. And it's kind of got that kind of DF stamp to it. Like, do you agree? Do you feel like this is the first proper Don't Flop event back?
Yeah, I definitely would agree that it's the most Don't Flop card. That
Yes.
If you have the idea of what a Don't Flop card is, this is about as closest to a Don't Flop card as they've had in the last 3 years, maybe at least 3 years, something like that. That this is a lot of battles here, some mixed matches, and most of the card is stacked. Like at least there's a lot of good back and forth, and yeah, I would definitely agree that's the most Don't Flop-ish type card, but it still lacks a few names. But that's neither here nor there. It's the first one back, and I'm hoping that they keep the trajectory from here onwards.
And it is sold out, I should say, which is pretty cool.
That's crazy. It must be the first Don't Flop event that's sold out in a while.
Yeah, again, the sort of return to form idea, and it's like Fiddlers is like, not to take it away, but with the quality of these battles, Fiddlers is quite easy to sell out. I think it's like 100 people or so. Have you been there, Cameron? I know you've sort of travelled far and wide for battle rap, but
I've not been to Fiddlers. I went to Brixton Jam.
Yes. What was that for?
That was for the PG event for Summer Madness.
Oh, nice. Where Twerk was supposed to be there, right? But
Twerk was supposed to. You know what's right? Before we get to this, you know what's really fucked up? Two things, right? And just speaking of that, right?
Please.
First thing, I got fucking smoked, right? And what I mean by that is that now, mind one of the first times in England by myself, and I'm like, I see talks and I see them, right? And I go, I'm not walking into that event first because I seem to be on time. So I'm like, I'm going to that bar, coast spot, right? Turtle Bay down the corner, right? Head up Turtle Bay. Now, I've never heard of what a Turtle Bay is. Never heard of it. Walk in there, it's like, there's stains on the roof. It's just a casual place. Sit there, have a couple of drinks, come back into the event, right? I happen to turn around to someone and say, here, just for that, the little local place in Brixton and for Turtle Bay. And he went, Turtle Bay? you mean the commercial? And I'm like, yeah, I thought it was just a local little business. Turns out I didn't realize it's a fucking Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, we've cocked it. Yeah, it is.
Ever since after that, I can't remember who I told that to. I went, oh yeah, just went this little thing, like Turtle Bay. Like I went to Brixton and didn't go to any of the local areas. I went Turtle Bay when I didn't even know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, it's a fish out of water, a turtle out of its bay, like, yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what as well? And another thing, and this is sometimes you see how humble battle rappers are sometimes. Fucking Briz Rothstein was there the whole event and he was just hiding. He wasn't really speaking to anyone. I approached him because I recognized him.
Yeah.
He was like, "No, good looking." And it had to be like, Briz, you fucking host a battle. You're Briz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
actively, you like, come on, you speak. That's the owner right there. He doesn't know that you're here.
It's cool that he was there though. Like, it is cool that he was there.
It was him, Daniel, and Solomon. They were like the two big
names. Yes. Yeah. Fuck, man. No, I actually recently rewatched Briz versus DNA just randomly, and like Briz is outstanding in that battle. Holy fuck! Like one of the best DNA flips ever. Like how DNA not evolved and it's been around all this time, or it's just like just that kind of right between the eyes shit. Like hip hop array. Like, but you know, we're here to talk about Don't Flop, and we're here to talk about For Me. And we're here to talk about Reverse. Although Reverse, unfortunately, he is a newcomer, right? No footage available, I don't think.
I've just been trying to Google him the past hour.
It's quite a generic name, unfortunately. Like I'm sure there's 9 Words of Weapons battlers called that, but
like, is it Reverse or is it Re-Verse?
Yeah, it's just 2 E's up top. But For Me as well is a weird sort of name. If that's a surname kind of gestation or.
No, well, I
nickname.
mean, I guess it's easy to flip. It's easy to rhyme off For Me. Like if you really think.
Yeah, if I flip For Me, I morph, like something like that. Right?
Yeah, soliloquy, get right.
Hey. No one remembers the Briggsy battle. No one remembers it. That's the great thing about it. It's lost to history. So yeah. For Me versus Reverse. So what do you think of For Me then? Because it's got like an on-beat battle around, I think.
Seems okay. Crowd control's okay, but I don't know if that's because of the beat that he's been held up on. I've not seen any a cappella battles from him, so I don't have too much of a judgment to say about him, as per se. But no, you see, like, I didn't get much out of the on-beat battle, and you never get much out of these on-beat battles. No. Like, unless it's an on-beat battle to predict, like, anything can happen in an on-beat battle. And one of those things with, like, so the rewinds and the it could be for literally any line at any time.
Yes, yeah.
Something at some point. And maybe where the bass lands, as you say, the bar, or the music stops for a second, anything can hit. And it's kind of one of the unpredictabilities with that. So, on an a cappella battle, because I think it's a cappella, I have no idea what it's going to be.
And, like, this environment as well, like, you know, this is the 4th next in line event, I guess, and it's the 4th one that I've been to, and it's like, people have always been giving, you know, and this is kind of in line with next in line, like, you know, giving these sort of early sort of tryout battles. A lot of the people that we've seen on the early next in lines, like Lazy, who we'll get to, you know, have kind of featured in that environment. You know, Danny Jack, of course, has been here as well. Battled Heretic and Koj, I think, if my memory serves right. But
is that not the same event? What's that girl's name? She had a wild name.
Oh, Deep Throat Fug.
I just wanted you to say that.
Yeah, that was in Jam, actually.
Was that in Britain?
That was in Jam, yeah. And maybe Danny Jack battled. I think he battled Max Sherry early on and Sarcastic Kid, or something. I can't really remember. But anything more on For Me versus Reverse? Sorry, I don't really have much to share here myself. Like, looking forward to seeing it again. But any final thoughts?
Both you two gentlemen, For Me, Reverse. Show yourselves. This is your chance. Show yourselves. Make sure everything's tight. Make sure everything works. Make sure your projection's there. You know, because you're walking into a blank slate, essentially. You're able to do whatever you want in this position because no one expects anything. So make sure you do yourself a good job while you're here, and make us remember you. I don't like the situation where we don't know who a battler is, or unless it is a debut. I don't like that. Like, you'll be able to know and give them the time of day to then reflect on them. give us something to reply from.
Don't be like, for example, Murder in the recent Ultimate Madness tournament. One of the most forgettable battlers I've ever encountered. Like, oh my god. I'm not twerk. Stop saying you're not twerk like the entire round.
The McGregor walk that he does.
Yeah.
You know, with the hands behind the back and he rolls his shoulders, he swings like a flight attendant. God,
yeah. So people can go to your channel, right, to check out some Ultimate Madness talk. Have you done that recently? I think you took... Yeah?
So, I mean, truth be told, I've heard feedback from people like here, and also I'm at a point where, well, one, I've got a phone with a good camera, but two, I'm at a point where I'm like, right, well, I kind of want to do something for battle rap. I've always teetered on the idea whether I do battle or something. No, I feel like I know enough to then go on the blogging end and maybe point out things that people haven't noticed. My channel, I'm just starting off. Probably done about 3-4 videos at most. It's CammyGBR. On the Twitter and the YouTube. I'm sure we'll fit in a comment or something. I'll put a link.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like it's a start, you know, and we'll see how we get on. My intros, I say that seem to be off the fucking chain because I don't know if you've noticed, Tom. I've just put up on my Facebook. I've got a lightning bolt shaved on my head.
Right.
I have a whole lightning bolt shaved on my head, and I don't know. I just went, Barber, do what you want, and he gave me a lightning bolt on my head, and it's smart. It is smart as fuck. But no, like it's a lot of things like that I end up doing and shit, and it's just the start with the blogging and all that, eh? But now it's not about me. What the fuck am I talking about? Nil, don't flop. Next part.
All right, so it's Danny Jack versus Sean Kwei. I mean, Sean Kwei, for those not aware, you know, aka Sean, the kind of Nakaya to a certain extent, great dude, you know, of Don't Flop, and, you know, has been a fan for a long, long time, I know, and he has dabbled. I think he battled Tidal, right?
He did battle Tidal. It was a 2-round battle.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know how you're going to feel about this. I could see Kwei winning this.
Really?
I could see Kwei winning this.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
Surprised me. He kind of surprised.
Oh no, he's a smart guy. Like, you know, he can battle definitely. But Danny Jack is like in a room like this. He battled O'Shea, didn't he? Although he did kind of get bodied, but he battled O'Shea.
Well, yeah. Let's not worry about the O'Shea battle.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to think of the other fiddlers one. But no, I love Danny Jack, and I think his personality is so strong. And maybe he might be a little bit more comfortable, I think. And there's quite a lot of angles with a guy like Sean. Quite a lot of original angles, like, you know, in his position. Like.
Absolutely. I think he's done Fiddler's Elbow a lot more. He knows, Danny Jack knows everyone in the crowd. He knows absolutely everyone who's stepping into the Fiddlers, and they know what to expect. But that's something in me that thinks maybe Sean Kwei can take it. Because they only know bits and bobs. They don't know his whole style, and he has enough room where he could just change things up for the battle. Danny Jack, we kind of know what we're getting. Truth be told, Danny Jack did very well in Ireland. I remember watching that live. Did very well, and probably one of his best performances. But I don't
versus
know. Versus
JPEG, right?
It was versus JPEG. I don't know if he's going to keep that same energy for a Sean Kwei. And it's going to be interesting to see, but I could see Sean Kwei pulling out something out the bag or that somehow makes them win. Because there's a lot of personality to him. There is a lot of personality, but there's the projection that'll go across the walls because it's such a small room would probably go in favour for Sean Kwei. So I had on notes, because I'm a little nerd who's writing notes now. I had Jack 2-1, but really thinking about it, I might go the other way. I think Kwei might.
That would be an upset.
It would be. It would really be an upset, but there's something in me that thinks Kwei could take that. If Kwei keeps clean, if all his material's clean, and it just is direct at Danny, I think he'll be able to work. And cut the G unit references. We don't need 50 cent bars all the time.
No. And what about you? what will Sean say to Danny? Like, because Danny's a sort of battler that when people battle him, they sort of attack his kind of traits, right? Like that's kind of the big thing.
Yeah.
They go directly for that. Like, is there fresh stuff that Sean can attack, or is it just a kind of unique thing that he can sort of stomp on? Like,
I think he'll have a unique twist to have it. I mean, there's no disrespect to Danny here. There's something in me that thinks if a Sean can crack, I'm not saying that he is one, but I know I would laugh at a simp angle.
Mm-hmm.
If he's like, oh, you love your girl, you do this and that, and you flip that and forth, which is absolutely fine. Like, you love your other half. I think Craig could do that in a funny way, because that's kind of Craig's style, just the mocking.
Yes.
There's not really bar for bar where Danny is quite self-deprecating, and then he'll make himself seem funny to then have a bar that hits. And then he knows a lot of my predictions here, it's a little bit more the attack and going after someone. And I think Craig, he won't take the piss out of himself. It will all be aimed at Danny Jack, no matter what he says. So
the next battle is truly, you know, I mean this just in terms of like experience, you know, a crazy mismatch in terms of just Pamphlet is one of my all-time favorite battlers. Like, you know, he's just an incredible talent. Oh yeah, I think he's just kind of got a wonderful kind of imagination and ingenuity and just his persona. But Crow as well, A.K. Patrick, great dude, really promising battler. But what I'm trying to say is this guy's had one battle, like I think one or two battles, and like he's going against Pamphlet. Like this, but it's not a bad thing. I just think it's worth noting, right? This is quite a divide. Like, you know, I think this is quite rare in battle rap for something like this to happen.
I totally agree that this is an opportunity, like quote unquote, this is an opportunity for Crow. But does that maybe not talk about how UK battle rap is? That
true
on a big card like this, someone who's done one or two battles can then get a veteran from 13 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, the gap.
Only Georgie would probably be. Well, there's some of the Prem battles alumni maybe are more deserving than Crow. You know, like a visual or like, you know.
Yes.
That's a weird matchup though. I don't know.
Major concerns that.
But Major Concerns versus Pamphlet would have been so much better. No offense to Crow, but yeah, that would have been great.
Like, where's he at nowadays?
He's just Twitch streaming, I think. That's just what I just see. I mean, shout out to Major Concerns. He knows I'm a giant fan. Like, it's one of the longest BRR episodes, but I guess he's just chilling. I don't know. Isn't he battling Frankie in the future, or am I imagining that?
Is that?
I don't know if that's it seems to keep being confirmed and I don't really know.
Yeah, was that not the Anarchy card? That was meant to have like Julie Gambello versus.
That's right.
Royle. And then it got cancelled, and then all these battles are coming up afterwards have all just sort of kind of flown by the way essentially for this Anarchy tournament.
Well, what about Pamphlet versus Crow though? What are your thoughts on this?
So, Pamphlet and Crow. Now, I know he's your favourite. Similar with the Tenchu stuff, I don't see much in Pamphlet.
Really?
Pamphlet, yeah.
What about the absurdity of him? Is that a strength?
But then, I mean, everyone does absurdity. You know that.
Not like Pammy. Tickle Me Elmo dipped in egg yolk.
O'Shea's, Milky Calcium Kid. You know, there's a lot of people that do the absurdity. Lego.
Ogmios to some extent. Yeah.
You know, like they do a lot of this, and I think
most prob.
Most prob is like Pamphlet's particular way of doing these styles doesn't seem it. I don't want to say it doesn't work, but it's more abrupt to your face. Now, this is the joke right here. This is the joke.
What about the multi sort of framework underneath, like the discipline of that?
Maybe there's a little. You know what? I'm probably not giving him as much credit on the multi.
No, because that can work against him, though. I think I understand what you're saying there.
Like that's I would call it the matter problem.
The problem with matter, yeah. It's a very intellectual question, yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But you know what? Crow, and I've said this energy with the current battlers, especially on the era versus era card that just happened. I've kind of kept the same energy that we need the current meta in battle rap probably beats the classic guys. in UK. So, so Enigma versus Wilsey. Like, I would say that Enigma the Prophet, not Enigma George
Yes,
Kelly,
yeah, not yeah.
inside the culture. In the same way that Crow is inside the culture, he's developed his own style within what currently works in battle rap versus a pamphlet who will stick to his guns and die like a dinosaur.
Okay.
I would say pamphlet will win for crowd control. However, I think it's going to be really close.
It is going to be close, and it's a big challenge for Crow, but I think he's totally capable of it, no doubt. And I'm really excited to see what he does. Like, he's I've seen him join a lot in on those the 8-word challenges that does with Don't Flop, and he's very good at that as well. So yeah, he's got that. He also designed the 7th birthday artwork, I believe, as well. So he's a talented dude. I think he sings on a Real Deal song, one of Real Deal's recent music videos. He like does the hook on it as well. So yeah, that guy is a Renaissance man, definitely. So Lefty versus.
Before you go,
please.
Away an angle. I think you've just given away an angle for pamphlet to use.
Okay, well, Cammy, if you're listening, I mean, feel free.
Sloppy lyrics.
Yeah.
Away an angle.
Oh yeah, that is take. And I want to say with pamphlet as well, just before we move on. I sometimes I go back and just check out the old BRR archive. We've got so many episodes over there, but one of my favourite ones is me and Pamphlet listened to it the other day, in a very sort of egotistical way, but it was making me laugh. Top 10 funniest Don't Flop battlers. Me and Pamphlet went through that for like 2 hours, I think. That's a really, really good episode. And Marlowe was my number 1, actually. I don't know how I feel about that now. Where would you rank Marlowe?
Now, ranking Marlowe
as the funniest battler in Don't Flop.
Marlowe, I think Marlowe is always behind Triple T.
Oh, that's the question.
Whether it's funny or performance, I think he's the second man.
He's not the second. He's the co-host,
Yeah, he's the Pippin to Jordan. That's what he is. I really do believe that. I think he's just fallen by the way of Triple T.
Yeah.
I think he might be top 2, possibly, for being the funniest, because him and Shovel T work so well together, and Marlowe has these great ideas and rounds and stuff. But I do think he's not top 1, and Marlowe needs to return. My opinion is going on for battles from years ago. Marlowe needs a real return.
He does. What you mean, like an international, or just like?
No, just a return to battle rap. I mean, he's not the battle. Actually, no, wait, he battled Impact.
Yeah. Has he battled O'Shea?
Oh,
Marlowe O'Shea could be a nice,
of set it up in Ireland. I think Ireland would appreciate that one.
Yes. I think Rory would be, nodding.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lefty versus Orwin. Now, Orwin was someone that I hadn't really heard of before. And I checked out his most recent battle on Don't Flop today, actually, versus Dirtman. And he's hilarious, man. He's a proper throwback to a certain he has bars about your mom's fanny being so wide that you shout in it has an infinite echo or something like that. And just his whole cadence and manner and the way he constructed things and his attitude and his physical, his body language towards the opponent when he's battling. I think this guy could go down well, especially versus Lefty as well, who's a proper crowd pleaser.
You're listed all the reasons why Orwin is going to beat Lefty.
Yeah.
Orwin really, there's something in me that Orwin is almost like an anti-Lefty. He's like a righty.
He's a righty, yeah.
He's a righty. He's what Lefty isn't, but Lefty is what Orwin isn't. But in a battle, I think Lefty suffers a lot from a lack of projection, a lack of presence, and just you have to be zoned into Lefty to really appreciate what he's doing. But with an Orwin, you could be at the bar and you're going to hear him from the other end, and you're going to be laughing at what he's saying because part absurdity, but also because he's at least direct enough in his body language. He looks at his opponent, stares at you, and he looks at the crowd for the laugh and goes back to eyes on the opponent. Which I feel that Lefty's always kind of been side-eyed, not really caring about the battler, just say the material, pull the backpack up, tighten the straps, and finish a battle. I'm surprised by Orwin. I think Orwin has classic "Don't Flop" written on him.
He does. He really does. Yeah. I'm not sure of his history prior to that battle, but it's just very promising. But no, I'm not. I don't know if I quite agree with that lefty assessment. Maybe I need to watch more of his more recent battles for evidence of the mumbling. But I just think that kind of like playful, loose charisma, like, he's always on the edge of a punch. Like, I always think of his tryout versus Orcs as a great tryout. Was that in the same room? I don't know. I think that was somewhere else in London, maybe Jam or something, or maybe somewhere else. But this is what I'm excited for, and I think quite a sort of even matchup in their capacity to sort of get haymakers off.
Does Lefty have haymakers?
Does Lefty have haymakers? No, but I think he can get a lot of people, reacting and kind of building on what he's saying. But yeah, no, I don't know if Orwin. No, again, maybe we're overestimating this guy. He's not been in a room like this, like a sold out room.
Yeah,
Lefty has.
But you know what? He has that character that you want to overestimate on him. And he has that character. You're like, okay, you're kind of rooting for him, even if
yeah, I guess so.
Kind of rooting for him, and maybe I'm faulty for that, for just rooting him over the vet. But there's definitely a quality about him that I'm probably going to keep an eye on him. I think him maybe versus like Sir Spence or something like that might be quite good for like a battle. I don't know. But I do believe Orwin's going to get it clear, but that might be me just overestimating.
Interesting. Okay. Matter versus Lazy next, aka Lazy Ass Jack. Always love seeing both of these guys perform, but we were harsh on Matter last time. Actually, we were talking about the big cannon battle, and I do think that Lazy ultimately is a bit more of a captivating performer. Like, I'm thinking about his performance in this room against A, which was brilliant. I don't know how you feel about this one.
Now, here it comes. Matter does what Matter does. You might hear this and go, who cares? He still suffers the same problem. Even the same problem with Yunnan when he had that battle, the same problem with the big cannon battle. He just does him. And he just flows. And he doesn't have stopping time for punches or pronunciates in the right spots. And Lazy is a killer.
Mm.
He's a sniper.
He is.
I thought he beat Koji in the Premier battles.
Yeah, that was close. That was a good battle.
Close. It was a great battle, and I don't know if unless Matter has these amazing angles, I don't think he can deal with a sniper like Lazy. And I think this is a short, like a last minute battle as well. Like, I feel like it's been 3 weeks or something to prepare. And I think they did it after they had the cut. But Matter. There's no point in me ragging on Matter, but I think it's gonna be a Lazy clear, real clear.
I mean, Lazy, to put it plainly, really, in the last couple of years has grown and grown battle by battle. And you're thinking about stuff like, when he was battling LS Dean, like, he was terrific in that one as well. Whereas Matter has just gone round in circles, really, from the Lease battle to the Rivers battle to, the Soul rematch wasn't bad, actually. But yeah, it is just a little kind of plain, isn't it? And it's kind of a little bit tiresome, I suppose. And I don't know. I agree with what you're saying about Lazy, though. He's got just such an attack, and you're really kind of hanging on a lot of his words, and there's such kind of intelligence projected through there. I just think he's a bit more of an exciting package. Yeah,
I totally forgot about that Rivers battle. That's a bad battle.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, just a battle of just fucking obligation.
Like, tell you what, thank God I wasn't on that Apex 2 recap. Thank God for that. That wasn't a good event.
Every bridge burned. No, it wasn't. No.
Oh, fucking hell. And that's respect to Premier battles and that, but all in all, that the battles individually are not good. Shuffle T is so good. Yunnan's performance good. I think the rest of it is kind of a dud.
What else was on that card?
Oh, actually, wait, no, was Yunnan? No, Yunnan wasn't on that card, was he?
No, he was. Yeah, Yunnan versus Matter was on that. Yeah. No, there was iKid versus Deviant, I think.
Right, iKid versus Deviant.
I think that opened it up.
Raptor versus River.
Oh, that was all right, actually. I remember that was okay.
Oh, no, that one lacked the energy. It really lacked the energy,
Sure.
and I thought Raptor kind of got that clear.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I thought Raptor won, yeah.
Like Matter versus Yunnan, which wasn't like Yunnan's performance was pretty good, but Deviant and Icon, where Deviant just decided not to rhyme.
Oh, in the third, yeah, that was.
Yeah, just decided, which I mean, if that is what you would call inventive, and definitely breaks the mold.
It certainly does that. But are we missing any battles? I think there was like one more from that card, but I'm sure Bison Briggs is shouting out now. Oh, Slester versus Jester as well, Henry Wells says, which that was my first time seeing Jester, and I was very disappointed. Slester was decent. But...
yes, Slester's always been pretty good. Like, he's like, Jester's just... The Jester also didn't rhyme, did he?
No, he was, yeah.
That's why I'm glad I wasn't on that, because what type of issue is that when you're in a battle and you're not rhyming?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it beggars belief. But any final thoughts on Matt versus Lazy?
Lazy is just there's going to be something that Lazy has. He'll have moment of the battle. Matter will probably have a funny angle about you look like
he's going to go to town on the Oxbridge stuff, isn't he, Matter? Like he loves that shit.
Stuff. I've always thought Matter sounded very posh. I don't know, that's just me. That's me, like way up north going English posh. He's always seemed a little like mild manner, even next to Lazy, who you can clearly see has posh tendencies, not tendencies, but a posh twang. I still see the same thing a little bit in Matter, and I think that the whole Oxford angle isn't going to go well. But if Matter can really tap into the dad documentary, because I think he did like a prison documentary, if that can work, I give him a bit of credit for it, and it might win him a round or two, depending on how he does it. I just think Lazy's just too much of an assassin. Like Lazy's one of the top dogs in the UK, and I'm okay with saying that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But this isn't to put down Matter too much. Obviously, Matter's in my all-time favorite battle, the original Soul versus Matter, and I think he's incredible in that. I think his writing is truly inspired, and I'm thinking about the Ogmius battle, and of course the work with Lunacy, etc. But yeah, I do agree. I do think Lazy just kind of has the edge there, and he will totally have moment of the battle. So next up's an interesting one. Frankie Fraser versus Frost. How's this going to play out?
They're like, and I know Frost, and
yeah.
I think I've had one or two conversations with Frankie. Like, they're friends.
That's the thing. Is it going to be like another exhibition type of thing? But that's kind of their style anyway, isn't it? Like,
so I believe that there's going to be no personals. They're going to keep it respectable. But Frank, and it's not to say that Frost never lost. That's just how it goes.
That is, yeah.
Frankie, if he's taking no personals, just goes bar for bar, or just saying cool stuff that makes you think, Frankie will get that clear versus Frost. I'm not just saying that to gaslight Frost. I'm thinking that Frost's style, it's had a good run. I think he needs to work on it and pick up pace. He needs to pick up pace and get to points quicker, and he needs to project a bit more onto his opponent, because he does a lot of that projecting to the crowd.
Yes.
Where it's like yes, because I'm the cool kid. His mum is in my DMs. You know what I mean? Like, he does.
It's a sort of the boastful one-liners, isn't it? It's kind of his.
Yeah. And you know what? No, and it used to be, especially the Dub Scandal days, especially when he was coming up. That was a great one. Like, Academy run. That was a good time to have that one-liners. I'm better. I'm clearly the best here. Don't say nothing else. You can't do that with Frank. You can't do that, especially the competition he's got now. Like, he struggled. Not that he struggled. Even the Georgie Roots battle, he tried that and it didn't quite go his way. He had like one funny line, and then the rest was sort of melancholy. I don't know if that's probably the thing.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the Frost is my guy. Like,
yeah.
A lot of time for him. Known him many years. I just think now's the time. Switch things up. Look for some sort of, do something different with your style. Give them what they want, but do something different because Frankie Barker doesn't play. And the last one he had was versus Tony D, if I'm correct in saying.
I believe so, yeah.
That's a long time ago now. Like, near the start, like August of coronavirus, you know. And he's had a lot of time to write shit down. And you know he's just going to hit you with all these throwaways and it's going to be fire. And Frost is going to have to really think of something. But that's, for now, clear. I hope Frost wins, but I think it's going to be clear Frankie.
Yeah, and Frankie's done really well in this room as well. Like, battled Sharks, battled Bender, of course, RIP, like, you know, and I think you're right. Yeah, I think a battle where there is no real motive other than just to entertain, and you know, it's not going to be like Geechee versus Rum, for example, where it could have been friendly, but it was actually really personal, like, you know, but still in a kind of gentlemanly way. Somehow it had that kind of imperfect imbalance, but this, yeah.
Imagine that. $75,000 to win a battle. That's mad.
Yeah,
that's culture going crazy. That's where the money is.
Let's go. Oh. Well, we've got a £1,000 Beat Fighter final coming up, so you know.
Oh, what a transition that was!
But before we get to that, it's Georgie Roots versus Quill, and this is an intriguing one. Not quite on the level of Pamphlet versus Crow. Obviously, Georgie Roots has been working consistently. The Tony D battle just went down, and just from what I gather from what I read, shout out to Noli's chat, like, did you see some of Tony D's bars? Like, they were absolutely incredible.
I've decided. I think I've seen one or two that I thought were fire. I've decided I'm not spoiling this.
Yeah.
Because I'm here for things. I'm not spoiling this battle. I tell you, if Noli's chat's fucking listening, where's the VOD? Playing with us. Strike while the iron's hot. If you bring this out in 3 weeks' time, no one's going to buy it, but you're going to miss. Like, there'll be so much going on now that we're all desperate to see it, and you're letting it slide. We're in the hype right now. Don't play with us.
Don't let the next in line VOD come out before it, like.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't muddy those waters, like.
But no,
let us buy it. But yeah.
Quill, truth be told, now you could put. Maybe I'm just saying things out loud here and seeing if shit sticks. I could think of an argument to put Georgie Roots in Champion of the Year, at least the top 20. The way that he's working right now, there's not many people that can do Bobby Rex. 2 weeks later, Tony D. 2 weeks later, Quill. There's not many people that could do that in a consistent level. Gotta give Georgie his flowers here, because that's tough. And even having such a great battle versus Bobby Rex. So was it 2 weeks? Maybe it was about a month. A great battle versus Bobby Rex. What is to be a great battle versus Tony D. And what I do believe is battle of the night for him versus Quill. You gotta give him credit here. Like, if he comes with 3 rounds and are consistently good on the level that he's been performing, plus the Moak battle, that's a fucking classic. Like, maybe I'm throwing it out there. That's a UK classic. I don't know if you have ever seen that, Georgie versus Moak.
No, I haven't. That's a UK classic.
Mate, it's such a good battle.
All right.
Like, through and through. Like, Moak is fire. Like, this is like the start of the Nose chat stuff. Moak is crazy. And that, like, Georgie Roots, the energy's through the roof in that battle. That's a UK classic to me. And that's one regular watches on that thing. But if he keeps the same energy here, I could definitely see him with the top 20 champion of the year. Or at least I would argue for it. Because he's on a tear right now. He really is on a tear. Even if he's winning or losing, he's providing great battles consistently. That being said, Quill, from what I know of, Quill was at the No Loose Chat event. He probably peeped what Georgie Roots was doing out there. And he's probably scrapped all 3 of his rounds, made 3 better rounds, because Georgie's not coming to play. Georgie wanted to, like the fucking boogeyman of UK Battle Rap. And I would love to see, just thinking of it now, Georgie Roots versus Lazy.
Yes.
I think that would be a cutthroat battle. especially like a Bobby Rex angle that he had for Georgie. Like Lazy would just spam that and attack it. Crazy. That's something at least if at the end of the year I see Lazy Arse versus well, that's so disrespectful. And Lazy versus Georgie Roots, then I would definitely have an argument to put him in top 20 for champion year. For sure.
Yeah, this is a very, very exciting one, definitely. And Georgie, I need to just check out a few more of his battles. But what I've seen, like the Bobby Rex battle, I absolutely loved. That was uploaded recently. And Quill, I mean, what can you say about Quill? Like, you know, on any stage, overseas or domestic, like we've seen him battle Real Deal in this room. You know, who could forget the Soul battle? Or when he battled fucking Next Gen. I think his tryout was in this room as well. I remember Pamphlet posting that battle years ago, and that's kind of how I discovered him as a tryout. But yeah, this is just, I like the opportunities, you know, Don't Flop are giving here. Like, this is a nice pairing.
Absolutely. Now, I do have Quill winning.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a wash. It's not going to be clear. Georgie could easily snatch that from him. I don't know if you've seen Quill's last battle. It was ass.
Who did he battle again?
Twisted Pennies?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it was really aggy, wasn't it? No, we talked about it on the show. Yeah, he, like, knocked his hat off and stuff.
Yeah, that's an ass battle.
Yeah. The mood was weird, yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that if he has that energy for Georgie, he's getting smoked.
They have different punching styles as well. Georgie is very, very direct, just in the way he'll kind of enunciate the punch at the end. Quill's way more mercurial. You know, he's way more slippery sometimes, a bit subtler. So it will be interesting to see what wins over in the room.
I wouldn't say subtle. I think Quill's pacing's a lot quicker. He's a lot quicker to the punch than Georgie is.
Yes.
And Georgie really relies on his heavy wordplay, but slows it down so like a big crowd could catch it. But it's not. It doesn't sound fire. It just sounds like you're stretching a little bit for wordplay, rather than Quill is just saying things like metaphors.
Yes, bringing history through the booth and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Like slapping it in your face.
Yeah. Oh no, no. Quill is just the Ogmios battle as well. Really, really good. Kind of last minute battle. So it's £1,000 Beat Fighter final is the penultimate clash, which is Zen versus Hulk is the actual final, and I don't know about you, I just prefer Zen on beat, all respect to Hulk. I just think Zen is a little bit more dangerous, a bit more entertaining, a bit more athletic even, you know, in his attack. Like, I just think Zen will win.
Yeah, you know, I say a fault on my end as well, that I've definitely not kept up with Beat Fighter. I think that the on-beat stuff I try and stay away from. It's the more of in the building type thing in on-beat battle. It doesn't translate well in camera usually. However, from what classically goes for both these battlers, one raps on beat on battle rap channels a lot more often than the other.
Yes.
And I think that's going to tip the scale over. Like, and I mean, surprise, I think Zen's going to win. I mean, Zen, I did see him have a really, really crazy response for a battler that ducked him. He had the people around him.
Yes, I saw that on the channel, yeah.
And he was going crazy. And I don't know if Hulk... I'm shocked he never just kept some of that and changed the names around and just went, it's Hulk. You know, and I really think that if he keeps that energy, I don't think Hulk has much of a chance. But
no, and Hulk, sorry, go on.
Yeah, Hulk has got to the final for a reason. You know, that he's definitely beating people.
Because he's Don't Flop staff. No, I'm joking.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
I'm just fucking around, Hulk. Yeah.
What was that? I always think about, you know what, I got respect to Hulk as well, because he's also, after the whole King of the Ronald stuff, there was a while where he was like a bit of a loose cannon. But I think now he's quite reliable as a staff.
Oh no, he's great. He's tireless, the work that he does for Don't Flop, and just the way he puts on for everyone. Like,
and it's been pretty consistent for a long time now. I just always think about how wild he was in the King of the Ronald days, but he just really didn't give a fuck. And the nature of the league was just chaos, and he could have reveled in that chaos a little bit.
Yes.
I had an argument with Thesaurus, and Thesaurus is calling him a bitch, and Hulk's like, ha ha ha, laughing about it all. Like, at the times, he was reckless.
I don't remember that. When was that?
It was Facebook posts.
Oh.
It was just a lot of shit. Like, it was many years ago.
Wow.
Like, this was like everyone. It's just in the back of my mind.
Yeah. I love that shit.
There was a whole big argument with Thesaurus and all of them. It was crazy. But he's gotten a long way now. And is he still doing this Battle Rap Daily thing?
No, I'm not sure. No, and obviously Clash of the Day went before it, which was a huge influence on Battle Rap Resume, and but no, I don't think he does at the moment. But it's not to say that Hulk isn't a great battler, and Hulk, hasn't had great battles. I just think on beat, perhaps that. And I know Hulk probably is very comfortable on beat, of course, but it's just Zen is a bit more... Zen has this, like, inexhaustible quality to him where he just keeps going and going and going, and it's all kind of interesting and, quite kind of childish at times and whatever, and batty and etc. But still, just his pronunciation, the way he delivers it, like, he's always had that, ever since, like, the Yunnan battles, and back then, like, he's just always been powerful.
And the breath control.
Yeah.
Breath control on Zen is incredible.
He was in Don't Gas, man. Remember Don't Flop's like grime supergroup? He was in it.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Legendary.
Oh gosh, him and Kruger and
Blizzard was in it, and Double L and Psychosis, Sologors maybe.
I just seen a tweet. So I've also got Twitter, CammyGBR, same thing. That's a Blizzard saying this year that teacher versus student battle is 10 years old. That's wild.
Oh, by the way, Sean Gray has just corrected us in the chat. My mistake. The final of the Beat Fight tournament hasn't been announced. It's Zen versus Hulk, isn't confirmed. It's Zen versus Caesar or Hulk or Danielson. So, yes, let's see what happens there. But I think Zen will still win regardless.
Yeah, like out of the who's the four?
Danielson, who battled on Chalked Out a bit, I think, and Caesar, who I don't know.
As I always say, I thought it was the guy who from Ireland. I can't remember his name. I think Zen would win. Like,
yeah. I don't think that's unfair to say. So we get to the
salute to Sean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Salute to Sean. Thanks for locking in, Sean. And we get to the number one contenders match, which is Shuffle T versus Canal. So this is the Battlecraft D, right?
Imagine battling the Battlecraft.
Yo, Kraft's great.
Yeah, like Kraft's great. But
he's a champ.
It's like the Kurt Angle of champs. You know what I mean? Like, right, I guess he's the champ. John Cena will come one day, but he's the champ for now, isn't he? Like, it's sort of, it feels like that and I say Kurt Angle because Kraft kind of has Don't Flop under submission because he is the champ. It's a weird, especially for Shuffle T to get involved in a championship battle. That doesn't sound like something Shuffle T would ever do.
No, you're right.
I'm quite shocked by that because he's very much promo battles. And
he's kind of a freelance, kind of just all the UK league, kind of thing. The odd charity event, yeah. Yeah,
he does his own thing. He doesn't need a championship. I mean, there's a 2-on-2 thing, but truth be told, they never did anything with a 2-on-2 championship. They won it and then it died.
Yeah, I mean they were always going to defend that until at the end of time. So, but let's just think about it as a battle then. Shovel T versus Canal, it's a matchup a lot of people have wanted. It certainly makes sense on paper. Do you feel they will complement each other?
I feel like Canal's going to go for the throat.
Yeah,
I
like his third versus LSD in the whole battle.
I just that and his first versus LSD. His first was nasty.
Yeah,
and then like Canal's hilarious. Like Canal had, you have that moment where he was just saying in the first round, he had all these like homophobic, like not homophobic, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
bars.
Yeah.
And then LSD had said something about I'm a FAG. And then Canal in the second round, don't be homophobic, it's 2020. Just the way to flip it over on it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, I really do have Canal winning, and I'm kind of shocked in myself that I would pick Canal over a Shuffle T, but looking back on it, Shuffle T, same thing as I've been saying. There's a lack of attack. It's a performance. It's I'm going to have my 3 rounds. I'm going to fake a phone call with mum. I'm going to record sound voices for me to react to my own bars.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to do something that's going to... If, you know what? Shuffle T, if you can come with the... What you call the daylight battle. Not the daylight battle, but the guy from Big Brother.
Anton Murphy.
And so if he can't... I mean, I think I said this last time we had a battle. If he comes with that type smoke...
Untouchable, yeah.
Like that is an untouchable battle rapper. When Shuffle T's on attack, there's nothing else you can do about that. Like, but Canel, like looking back at Shuffle T, he's not going to do that anymore. He's given up on that, or at least it seems like it. Maybe he'll go back to it this time, but I wouldn't put a bet on it.
No.
He was a long time King of the Ronalds champ as well, wasn't he?
He was for sure. Yeah, he dominated that and battled the Riser, I think, and fuck, who else? I'm trying to think of all the King of the Ronalds names. But yeah, I agree. I think Shuffle's definitely more in an exhibition type mode now, more in a kind of multi-man type mode. And that's not to say that he's not a genius and he's one of the greatest things that ever happened to battle rap. And I can't wait to see this battle live. And I hugely respect both of these people, but. Canel will have to. I think if Canel is in more of his exhibition mode, where it's kind of like more kind of one-liners, and again, kind of that pamphlet sort of casing, then it won't really strike against Shuffle T. I think Shuffle T will win, but I'd like to see them both go for it. I think with Canel, there's a lot of kind of the new guy that Shuffle T could count on in a certain way, and whatever the similarity in style, but. This could be a dogfight, but I think either way, both of the guys are so talented, so brilliant that we will get, a deserving headliner here.
We should get a deserving headline, and at least with these guys that they're coming with 3 rounds. So whether Canel can, because he's quite a good freestyle. Whether he can freestyle half a round or something, he will still come with 3 rounds. And Shuffle T is prepared as the cows are long. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Shuffle T is always prepared and never really feels the need to stutter or stumble. And if he does, he'll make a joke of it and it'll land. That's the mannerism that Shuffle T has. He's an exhibition artist. That's what he is as a battler. But I think Canel is going to go more for the throat. Now, I don't know what he'll say to Shuffle T. That'll be up for him to decide that. I can't think of an angle, but I wouldn't have been able to think of the Pete Cashmore angle. Like, no way would I have thought about that. I really do believe that that Canel will probably beat Shuffle T.
But, something about sounds like maybe Shuffle T's amazing multi-game show. Some kind of angle there. You can wring something out of that Canel, I'm sure.
So, sounds like Pesh.
I still think one of the harshest angles ever was done against Shuffle T by none other than Crafty and Harry Baker, when they paid for him to write poetry for them, but it was all a ruse for the battle, and he didn't even realise, for his Shuffle T company. Remember that? And I'm David Mason, and they have the T-shirt. It's quite a deep cut.
I don't remember that.
Okay, yeah, it's poetry lost for words, whatever it was called, but still. Shuffle's in that. Go back and check it out. That brings us to the end of the card. The card is sold out. They haven't announced the VOD, but I'm certain there will be VOD. There has to be. It's next in line after all.
Sean, you're in the chat. Get that sorted.
Yeah, Sean, please. Code Red as well, I want to say, are involved. So Craig and Danny and everyone over there, they're also, with Don't Flop.
They're back together now. Pause. They're back together now, are they? They're all one company.
Seems to be. Falling under those banners. But
Yes, on you go, mate.
Hey, no worries, man. I wanted to just ask finally about CammyGBR and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I tell you what. First, before I talk about myself, and I think this is something because you've not had a show in a long time. It's definitely since the start of thingy. Yeah, rest in peace, brother XL, man.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. No, of course.
This is that's quite a big loss to you for that, right?
Heartbreaking, yeah, truly.
Absolutely. The way with him, I think I detailed it on a video that I did on my channel, but I didn't name it that thing or anything. I just kind of put it in the start of another video. Didn't want to get no clips or nothing from that shit. But I think he was actually probably when Don't Flop died, I think he was one of the bigger heads in battle rap that kept the culture moving.
Yeah.
So when things went wrong, when Don't Flop and when Bagnall and they all fell out, like it was Brother who he helped with the Premier Battle stuff. He was pushing a lot of these battlers forward. He was always keeping Bobby Rex going and other leaks and stuff. Always joining dub scandal events and talking about them and pushing narratives. And whether
he was on the Ronald Roundoff as well many times. Like
he was on the Ronald Roundoff, and even whether we agree that it was a good thing or a bad thing, like that battle rap forum that was made single-handedly saved the culture. Because all of the fans after Don't Flop died, or at least a lot of the fans, they all just dispersed. They all went and did their own thing. And the fans that were still looking for battle rap then were put towards this whole group of 5,000 people. That was enough to then help Premier Battles make their events, helping Dub Scandal recruit some people and anyone who wanted involved. Like, without that, we probably wouldn't be talking battle rap right now, because there'd be no market for it to then still happen. And that's a lot due to Brother XL. And I really meant, at the time, I really meant, when I tell him this, he was the face of UK battle rap at World Dom, I really meant that. Like, he really, at a time where nothing was going on, he kept the scene going. And I just gotta give him a shout out there. It's just sort of, it's upsetting. And just everyone that's listening, whether it's live or whether it's on the replay, please give your flowers out to someone. Whether it's in the culture or your family members, like, don't be stupid enough and not say nothing until it's too late. Just at some point, give your flowers. The flowers grow when you plant them. That's all.
Well said. Yeah, very well said as well. And just my condolences to everyone involved. And I agree. He was a shining light, a beacon, really, on the forum, and such a unique personality and so beloved by so many people. And tragic loss. Definitely RIP to Brother.
He would have been all over this fucking car. He would have been all over it. Like the whole Georgie Roots promo. I know Earl's doing the face-offs, but I think Earl would have probably asked Brother to do the face-off. Like, wow. He had some sort of pull for this. This would have been a tight card for him, for sure.
So that does bring us to the end of Next in Line Homecoming, and we've gone through all these battles. And as always, follow the show at battlerapresume. Get in touch with me, battlerapresume@gmail.com. God, it's all like muscle memory now. I haven't said these sentences in so long. Patreon is there, iTunes, etc. Leave a review, go back through the archive. Check out all the episodes that Cameron's been on as well. We've done various previews and recaps. And we did the best and worst international battler performances. That was a good one.
Yes.
Lots to discuss there.
I got a bit of not too much backlash, but I got a little bit of backlash. I feel like if I see these international battlers come over, so, you're Cameron Gray, and then all of a sudden just go asleep. That'll be me. Not many of them are going to be too happy.
No. We were quite harsh on Sirius Jones, if I remember correctly.
What a joke.
You'll get killed! Oh my God, Sirius, no.
I don't. Fuck off, Sirius Jones. Like.
What about yourself, man? At Cammy, right? GBR.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm relatively new to this whole vlogger stuff, and I'm definitely going to be hitting Tom up for advice and stuff.
Hey.
And, the support I've had so far has been great, and it's building blocks. We're starting up. I'm kind of working on my editing and just doing different things here and there. And well, you may as well hop on the train now, so you can call yourself a day one before I blow up, because that'll happen one day. I'll blow up one day.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to be, damn, I could have subscribed when he had less than 30 subscribers, and I could have had clout. Oh well. But yeah, that's on. I've just got Twitter as well, CammyGBR, YouTube channel CammyGBR. Not got an Instagram or anything. I feel Instagram's too personal for that sort of thing. But yeah, like, just as a start, and like, salute to Tom as fucking always. Tom's up. And you know what? And to be honest, Tom, like, being here with you and all these episodes and shit probably was one of the biggest factors in pushing me to do my own thing. To be honest, that having a voice of some sort outside of me ranting at Americans for no reason, where I could be more concise, think about my opinions, put things across, and understand why I believe these things as well, rather than just going, "You're stupid, you're wrong, fuck off." bitch. You know what I mean? Like
That's that Discord mentality, yeah. Like, but it's valid. It's valid. But no, man, like, yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and I'm so happy you've got a channel now, and of course I'm subscribed, and everyone else, go over there, we'll put all the links down below. Yeah, we'll be back in the future. I don't know, again, guys, I don't know how regularly this is going to be. We'll obviously do a recap of this event, naturally. I don't know if we're going to film interviews necessarily at the event. I do want to continue my WRC Rewind series with Ruin Your Day. I need to get in touch with them, because if you're aware, I've sort of gone through the qualifiers and the regionals of the 07 tournament. It takes a fuckload of time to edit together, but it's quite enjoyable. So if I'm ever bored on a Sunday, I might throw one of those together. But yeah, Cam, as always, bro, thank you so much.
Nah, hey, salute to you. Thank you so much, my guy. Hey, and this is an exciting card. And everyone who's battling, do your best shit. Don't flop returns if this event does well. If we have 6 classics, then this happens again, and there'll be maybe pay more in the door. Maybe battlers get more money. Like, just this is your chance. This is a big card to bring Don't Flop back to where it was. Don't play. Don't choke. Let's go for it.
All right, guys. Follow Don't Flop at Don't Flop. I just got word in the comments from Sean that the VOD will be available within 48 hours. So, yeah, the turnaround will be quick. We'll be back with the recap and stuff like that in the future. But until then, this has been Tom and Cam. I'll see you guys later. Cam, thanks again.
No worries. That was finger pistols, by the way.
All right.